Okay, hello there. Let me know, hold on a minute, if you can hear me. What is this over here? Okay, let me find the live here. Which I believe is this one. There we go. Hello, Jen Grill. Hi, hold on a minute, I don't have it in there. Megan Els, how are you? Matt? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Fraser Michael Bohm because I have a lot more on Bridegan. So I figure we'll go through that one first. Now, hold on one second. So, shoot, my necklace is all messed up here. If you don't know about the case of, I've been looking at, I had to take Luke to the eye doctor today, and then we had to do some grocery shopping and stuff. And so I kind of, on the way there, no, it was on the way back, caught up on some of that and started reading some stuff about it and doing some research. Hi, MSL. So I'm a little cold, so just ignore me. Fraser Michael Bohm was very, very wealthy young man, 22 years old. And he was on the Pacific Coast Highway. And if you're not familiar with the Pacific Coast Highway, it's a highway that's very dangerous. And literally, you can go off the cliff, okay? And there's Dead Man's Curve on there. And the speed limit where he was 45 miles per hour. And he was going upwards of 104 miles per hour in a BMW. And he lost control of his vehicle, smashed into some parked cars, which then they and him hit 4 Pepperdine University sorority students, sorority sisters from the Pepperdine University, and killed them. They were all seniors. They were going to, Pepperdine University is going to give them their degrees posthumously. And this happened in 2023, right? Yeah. He still hasn't had a trial yet, but there's been some new developments. So his bond was what was his bond? $4 million? And then Alan Jackson from Karen Reed, right? You know Alan Jackson from Karen Reed, those of you that followed it, took his case, and I believe it was in September. I'll go and get all these dates for you guys. This is just by my memory here. Went and asked for the bond to be lowered $2 million because, now listen to why, his family has exhausted all of their assets. And if they're going to pay for a private attorney, his bond has to be lowered for them to pay for that attorney. Well, the judge was not sympathetic at all on that, so we're going to talk about that. But let me pull up some dates and stuff here for you guys, and we can talk about this case. Now, who asked me to look into this? Twisted? I'm trying to remember of who it was. Okay, let's get this out here. So this is Fraser. Come on, go over there. That's Fraser. He is now 23. and is accused of killing 4 sorority sisters. Oh, let me tell you, he's got a new defense now. What he says is, listen to this one. He wasn't really speeding and stuff. No, he was being chased. He says he was being chased, that there was somebody that was in the lane next to him and thought he was texting or something, and then he was trying to push him off the cliff. So he was speeding and speeding to get away from this guy. Okay, so we're going to hear some more about this, okay? So he's pled not guilty to 4 counts of murder in the deaths of Niam Ralston, 20, Asha Weir, 21, Peyton Stewart, 21, and Deslyn Williams, 21. This happened on October 17th, 2023. That's when Fraser was driving his BMW on the Pacific Coast Highway, allegedly hitting speeds of 104 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. He slammed into 3 parked vehicles along the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu. He's 6'3". Let's see. Let me get a picture of his mom and dad. They are divorced. And apparently he got that BMW in the divorce. He did. These are his parents. Let me make that a little larger. Okay, so he's 22 years old at the time of the accident. He had no drugs or alcohol in his system. He was not texting or otherwise distracted, and he has an unblemished driver's record, no prior accidents, speeding violations, or traffic infractions. Those are the undisputed facts listed by his attorneys. But then during an April preliminary hearing, several key allegations were less clear. Evidence was presented that established Fraser was attempting to flee a road rage incident instigated by a driver with a history of road rage who angrily engaged Fraser on the roadway. Evidence was also presented that Fraser's vehicle was struck by a car immediately preceding the accident. The defense presented evidence that the area where Fraser was driving is prone to accidents and, in fact, was known as Dead Man's Curve. There were 6 eyewitnesses who have provided testimony about what they saw. None could provide a complete and accurate timeline of what occurred on the relevant strip of Pacific Coast Highway leading to the accident. Let's see here. Judge Thomas Rubenstein scheduled another hearing. That was for November 10th, when lead attorney Alan Jackson will argue for the case against their client to be dropped. Okay, so that's November 10th. Deputy District Attorney Nathan Bartos told the court prosecutors will file a response before next month's hearing opposing dismissal because they're trying to get this dismissed. All 4 of the women killed in the Malibu crash were seniors at Pepperdine's Seaver College of Liberal Arts, where they were members of the Alpha Phi sorority. They were due to graduate with the class of 2024, and they were all awarded their degrees posthumously. Let's see what else we have here. So Fraser, who lives in Malibu, has maintained that the deadly crash was an accident that occurred when another driver in a white car allegedly swerved into his lane, clipped his side mirror, and caused him to smash into 3 parked cars. His former defense attorney, Michael Kraut, said that at the time of the crash, he was being chased in the road rage incident. That's why he was going so fast. Let me see here. There was something else I wanted to bring up about his... the car was a red 2016 BMW. It was purchased by his mother, Brooke, using a down payment of $25,000 in 2017, with the remaining installments paid by his father, Chris. The divorce settlement also revealed details of the family's lavish lifestyle, including the secluded $8.7 million Malibu gated estate that his mom ended up with in the divorce. Okay, but now... Okay, we're going to talk about that we were supposed to believe they've lost everything now. And Jackson is calling for... Here we go. Let me get this. Okay. So September 8th, the Los Angeles County judge denied the motion to reduce bail for Fraser Michael Bohm, who is charged with 4 counts of murder in connection to that crash that killed those 4 Pepperdine University sorority sisters. Judge Thomas Rubinson rejected the defense attorney Alan Jackson's motion to lower his bail from $4 million to $2 million during a hearing. Jackson argued the reduction was needed. They had to free up funds for what he calls expert-intensive defense. An expert-intensive defense. And the judge said, and I quote, "You're basically asking me to reduce bond so he can retain private counsel and experts of his choice? That is not a legitimate reason to reduce bail." The judge agreed with the prosecutors that there was no legal basis for the request. If Fraser cannot afford Mr. Jackson's services, he is free to find other private counsel or request appointment of the public defenders, the judge said. Jackson told the court that the bond company has frozen collateral from the sale of the Bohm family home because the bail amount is so high. He said reducing the bail will unfreeze the collateral needed to fund a defense that will include accident reconstructionists, human factor experts, psychological evaluations, vehicle event data recorder analysis, and road safety analysis. We need to do that with our experts, Jackson claimed, adding that the defense looks forward to, the whole story getting out, the true story of what happened that night. And Jackson said the family has exhausted all its assets, including draining their retirement accounts, selling their home, and borrowing from friends to stay in compliance with bail orders. Jackson submitted 150 character letters in support of the bail reduction request. Jackson argued that Fraser is not a flight risk or a danger to the community, noting that he has not driven in 2 years. Deputy District Attorney Nathan Bartos countered that the defense's arguments don't meet the legal requirements for reconsideration because there has been no change in circumstances regarding the defendant or the investigation. He noted that Fraser's bond was already reduced from $8 million to $4 million. He can't be indigent and afford bail at the same time, Bartos said, adding that it's the defendant's choice how to allocate his resources, not a matter of constitutional rights. He is out on a $4 million bond. His next hearing is scheduled for October 8th. And that was the one I just told you about. Now they're on for November 10th. November 10th is the next one. So let's see what else we can tell you about this. He's pled not guilty in this. Again, they're going with this road rage incident here, and that he was being chased. On his first court appearance with his newly hired attorney, that was when they asked for the reduction of the bail. Now, the loved ones of the 4 students who were killed have pledged to appear at all the court proceedings, saying that they feel it necessary to do so. I want to get to, hold on a minute, something over here about what's going to go on November 10th, which is coming up. Okay, so let me go to this one. Let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness, get rid of this. Is this? Hold on a minute, I've got something stupid covering my screen here. All right, let's just I want to get to the hold on one second. Okay. So for November 10th, he's going. November 10th. Let's see what we're going to do there. The motion to dismiss is the one that's scheduled for November 10th. But the prosecution said they're going to file something before that. And let me get a little bit more on that. Okay, here we go over here. So let me just put this. So he is out on bail. And again, they're going to have a November 10th hearing where the defense would like this case to be dismissed. And let me see here. I'm trying to. I'm trying to see because they said something about the driver that I want to get more about the road rage driver because they said they did locate a road rage driver and he was in a white car. I'm going to just see what we can find out about that driver. Okay. Since his arrest, he's claimed he was fleeing a road rage incident at a popular restaurant in Malibu. Okay. And he walked out of this completely uninjured, okay? let's see. So he claims that he was fleeing a road rage incident at a popular restaurant in Malibu. His lead attorney at the time claimed that they were able to identify the person who they said instigated the incident that led to him fleeing at high speeds approximately 3 miles from the restaurant. Okay, and this is... Did you go over there? So Jackson's idea is to poke holes in the prosecution's case. He wanted to have his bail reduced. He failed at that. And now he's going to do a motion to dismiss. They're going to have that hearing on November 10th. But I want to get some more about this. You know, there's got to be more about this road rage driver, right? Okay, let's see here. So, you know, it makes you think, did they get footage of this road rage driver? Because if they didn't, did his parents just pay someone off to say that? Like, what's going on? It makes you really wonder. Some people think it's not real, but let's see what's going on here. They've done a good job of keeping a lot of this. I don't know what they've done, but there's very few people even covering this. And let me see here. Okay, here we go over here. Let's see. Following the crash, he claimed he was fleeing a road rage incident, but the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has not confirmed this account. His previous attorney claimed they identified the person who allegedly instigated the incident, but this remains unverified. So, is it real? Is it not? So let me look for this. I'm trying to find something else. Hang on one second. We'll know more like on November 10th when they come out with their motion. Let me see here. Okay, let me look over here at this. Let's see. Yeah, I've tried to look most of this up all day, and I'm looking a little bit more right now. Let me see if any of you know any more about this. If you've heard actual facts about the driver. Has anyone heard actual facts about this driver? Hi, Ellie. Hi, Ellie Mae. Hi, MSL. Hi, Chrissy. All right. I don't know. I think it was Twisted. Who told me to look this up? Twisted, right? Was it Twisted? I believe it was Twisted that asked me to look this up. You can hear me, right?
Can you hear you?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, you have it. Okay, you haven't. Okay. Hi. Oh, yeah. Twisted. Did you see any evidence of this road rage driver, like a name or other than I think I heard a white vehicle and they thought he was texting or something, so they went to run him off the road. Allegedly, is what it was the most that I can gather from it. There's very little that I can find on it. Let me see something. I'm going to look for one other thing here. Okay. All right, here, let's see, key details. He was 22 years old at the time of the incident in 2023. Happened on October 17th, 2023. Killed 4 Pepperdine University students, sorority sisters. They were walking in the road. He was charged with 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of vehicular manslaughter, and gross negligence. Prosecutors allege that he was speeding up to 104 miles per hour, driving recklessly at first. He was released shortly after the crash, which drew criticism, but later he was rearrested and formally charged. Now see, the defense says he had no history of speeding or reckless driving. Here they're saying he did, so like it's conflicting evidence. Let's see. The news is pushing the narrative that he was going 104 miles per hour, but that was his wheel speed. Okay, I guess this is the black box of his BMW said he was going 70, which is still speeding, but he wasn't intoxicated or on anything. There's no way he should be charged with second-degree murder, especially since 60 people have been killed on that road. And there were other cases. This is someone that's saying something I can't verify what she's saying is true. I'm just letting you know what she's saying. Let's see, what he did was wrong. What he did was wrong, speeding, doing 70 on a 45, but he was also speeding up to get away from some dude. See, there's a lot of people saying, from road rage, vehicular manslaughter, I can't get behind. I could get behind that, but not murder times 4. There was no malicious intent or premeditation. Okay. Someone said, sorry, this kid killed 4 people. No need to be speeding at that speed on the Pacific Coast Highway. Guilty as all get out. Let's see here. So I don't know where, they don't put where they're getting this information about the black box and all that. I mean, I'm sure it'll come up in the hearing on November 10th. But let me just see if we can find anything over here. Let's see. No, I didn't hear that part. Just it was a birthday present, and he was showing off for the frat party, lost control. Well, showing off for the frat party, there was nobody else in the car with him. How would that happen? Not sure about that. I didn't see anything mentioning any frat party at all in anything I've looked up. I wouldn't be surprised if he walked away freely these days. I've been stuck on the Jesse Mack Butler kid in Oklahoma. Now, if that isn't the worst case ever and corruption, I don't know what is. Jesse Mack Butler. Oh, now you're going to make me want to look that one up. Jesse Mack Butler. Let me see that. Hold on a minute. Oh. SA stuff, huh? Yeah, that's okay. Let me look at this guy again. I'm just going to try to find this. I'm trying to find one thing, and if I can't find it, then we'll have to wait till they have the hearing. Okay, let me look at this. This is Van Nuys Courthouse, case type felony. There's those charges. Nothing so far there. Let me see. Okay, what is, let's see if this is something. Doubt it, but I don't know. Let me just check this out. The people, let's see what this is. Defendant waives advisement of his constitutional rights. Okay. Just minutes orders. Still trying to find out where she's saying the okay, so there's 5 pages. Color photographs of a white Nissan Altima are marked for identification. Then there's a white Honda Civic, a dark colored BMW. Aerial view. This is trying to see if there's anything about this. We have Detective Roger Shalek, looks like is the investigating officer. And then Omar Marino, Nicole Tavares, Victor Calandra, Erica Ortiz, Mayra Ortiz, Miguel Gracino are placed under oath and testify for the people. Okay, nothing, that's not anything that I thought it would be. Okay, let's see what else. Criminal search. I don't know. This is weird because I'm not seeing where she said that. The black box says this, that, or the other thing. Subpoenas, Pepperdines for next hearing. Fraser Michael. Let me see what we've got. He was denied his. All I see is mostly just about the bail reduction. Let me see this one here, if there's anything here on this. He was said to be traveling more than double the speed limit at the time of the tragic collision. He smashed into parked cars before hitting the alleged victims. Let's see. So his attorney at this time says she, Jacqueline, believes he was very overcharged, grossly overcharged. He has pled not guilty to the charges, and his legal team wants them dismissed. They have also referred to supposed conflicting evidence and disputed the speed he was traveling at when the collision happened. He is an avid baseball player. He was not distracted or driving under the influence, his lawyers say. They've also revealed he didn't have any points on his driver's license, adding that he hadn't been pulled over for speeding previously. Let's see, they're still not talking about what that person said in that comment. Very, let's see. Let me see about this one. Here's something about dueling narratives emerged earlier this year at Bohm's preliminary hearing. So apparently they say that there was someone driving alongside Fraser before the crash, spoke during the hearing, and recalled seeing the BMW driving erratically. He also said he noticed Fraser had his cell phone out under the steering wheel while at the stoplight. The man said he rolled down his window to get Fraser's attention and called out, "Hey, you need to be careful. You're going to hurt yourself." But Fraser allegedly took off with extreme acceleration. Another witness also testified that he saw the BMW accelerate and swerve around other vehicles. Yet, defense attorney Michael Kraut, who represented Fraser during the preliminary hearing, argued that his client was, in fact, a victim of road rage. Kraut also questioned the 104 mile per hour rate of speed and suggests witnesses corroborated Fraser's claim that he was actually going 70 miles per hour. This is a horrible, horrible case for everybody, the victims' families, his attorney said at the time, Kraut. It's a horrific event, and my client's family and my client feel distraught over what happened, but the issue is holding my client responsible for the level of crime, if any, that he committed, not just going to the top for murder. Kraut also said that Fraser was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol at the time of the crash. Let me see here. So that's about it until I think media releases. I think until November 10th when they have their hearing. So yeah, that's about as much as I can do for you on that. Hi, Frilly Farmhouse. Megan Ellis also, that case about the mom and her friend went to get her kids, the grandma and her weird, wait, what are you, you're talking about Oklahoma? He said he was catcalling girls right before he crashed. Where'd you see that? His mom keeps calling it an accident. It's a row of frat houses, and it was the mixer for the season. He's seen all the people going in for the party. He catcalled some of the girls, speeding like crazy, and crashed. Where did you get that information from, Twisted? I haven't seen that yet. Hi, Frilly. But I do have some other stuff on Jared Bridegan's. So I have I have a pullover video and an arrest video. And this was February 7th, 2023. There's no sound right now. You're not dreaming. You're not dreaming. Now you have sound.
1630. 1630 on 1012.
We're in 74 Santana.
Okay, please.
What's going on, man?
Huh?
Hey, do you have any weapons on you or anything?
No. I'm
No?
gonna pat you down, make sure you don't.
Sure.
Just your keys?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take those off here.
What's it? Do you have a bulge up here? What's in here? No,
Nothing.
Just
I have my, this is my wallet.
Alright, you can come back here.
Sure.
It's 20 radios down 17.
728 Hotel 142 is going to need a 35 at Shanna, please, if you can send a later watch unit.
Hey, boss, go ahead and kick your feet in. Someone's going to come talk to you in just a second, all right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so that was, hold on, I'm going to try to get some, hold on a minute. Okay. Come on. What happened? Hold on a minute. What's going on? Oh, there we go. So he was detained by police on February 7th of 2023 there. His devices were seized. Let me see here what happened here. Okay, Fernandez will have his hearing on the motion. His defense attorney, so there's something over here about this. Defense attorney, Jesse Dreiser, stated in a motion, Fernandez devices were seized February 7, 2023. And he contacted the state attorney's office to tell them there were privileged communications on Fernandez's devices. 10 days later, the motion states in a court hearing, the state agreed to use a taint team to pull out attorney-client privileged communications from the devices so they would not be seen by investigators or prosecutors. Dicer states in the motion he found this concerning because he had told Fernandez to label all legal emails and attachments as confidential communications. They found at least 66 emails that were uploaded to the site that were privileged and that as many as 28 people had access to them. The state responded to Fernandez's motion by saying that uploading of the information was an unintentional act by a third-party vendor and no one from the prosecution team or the state's attorney's office reviewed any privileged email or texts. Okay, and now I have another video, which is 316. So,
yeah, they're right on top. Oh, alright.
Hang on. Good.
Come on.
Well, you're the one to ask stuff, right? Because he's a corporal. So you're the one in charge. Well, the only keys that need to go to there is the vehicle keys, but
The other keys are yours?
the other keys are mine, correct? What does that mean?
He's a low rent. These are yours?
Yes. One second.
Go to where it says making a difference back there. Here. So you're going in the back of my car. I'm going to search you real quick.
Sure.
Just go in the your stance for me. You got anything on him?
Fine.
Got anything on him?
No.
No?
Nope.
Really? You're always there, right? That works. Hey, first time in 10 years. You know, and you guys finally put your feet down. Like, where's that from?
Sir, one more question. Can I get in contact with my brother about my dogs?
Where are your dogs?
I have 3 dogs. They're at a townhouse, but I just need my brother to be able to take care of them.
Okay, we'll take care of that. You're not going to
We'll
jail.
put you on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, can you trade out customers?
You want to trade them out now? Yeah. Can I help him?
Sure.
You can go back to how you were. Just lift your hands up.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Hey, no way if you put these in the front, right?
No.
That's not a thing.
It's against policy, man.
Got it.
Yep. Same tight.
I'll carry that with you. That's his stuff.
Okay.
So, this is a phone. It's on airplane mode. We're just going to have him transport up there.
Okay.
Then we're going to take it.
Just turn it over to
Just hang on to it. We'll grab it. When we get
the...
there.
Okay. Sounds good.
You know what? Just fucking put it in. You can't take his stuff. Just
Okay.
You're out of it.
All right.
Excuse me, officer.
What's up?
Nobody told me like what's happening.
I'm just gonna take you, and they're gonna talk to you down there. Okay? They'll inform you of everything down there. I don't really know. They just called me to transport. All right?
Down where exactly?
To our headquarters.
Okay.
I've got your keys in your wallet and everything.
Keys, wallet, phone.
They still have your phone.
There's my phone coming with me.
I think so. I just got what they gave me, man. They'll bring everything else down there, okay?
Okay.
Head northeast, then turn left. Turn right, then. In 500 feet, turn right onto the ramp. Turn right onto the ramp. Take the interchange on the right. Then keep right at the fork.
I don't know why he needs directions to get to their headquarters, right? Isn't that weird?
Keep right at the fork.
I don't get that.
Yeah, they're not designed for comfort.
What happens when you get like a guy that's like 6'5", man?
It's even more uncomfortable.
In 2 miles, take the exit on the right.
It's laughing, huh?
Yeah.
Some people have Impalas.
What's that?
Some people have Impalas. Even smaller.
Yeah.
In a half mile, take the exit on the right. Take the exit on the right. In the quarter mile, keep right at the fork.
Brittany's doing it if you want to do Tesla. I told her to keep us posted if it has tracking.
Well, first I have to make sure you filled out that paperwork.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
right
not
at the
just
fork.
so, but if it's
He was extradited to Duval County for arraignment.
Alright.
I feel like that thing was costing me. You know whose fault that is? You are. You remember when he was at demonstration and fired where I got it?
Nothing. We're watching a video.
I
Huh?
have a question. What do I do about medicine?
They'll figure it out.
What do you ask? What did he ask?
What do I do about medicine? I have a question. What do I do about medicine?
What about what?
They'll figure it out.
Did anybody hear what he said? I still can't understand what he said. What do I do about it? Absolutely.
Like I said, I don't know anything about what's going on. They just told me to come transport you. So
Gotcha.
I don't know what he said. Medicine, you think he said? What do about medicine? 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 I don't know. Maybe.
1,000 feet. Turn right.
Oh my gosh, was I on mute all that time? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, I didn't freeze. Okay, so. Okay, hold on a minute. No, I'm here. Hello, I'm here. So you guys got to hear the police ride and that was it, right? Okay. Well, what I was talking about was there was a woman named Kim Jensen that apparently had met Jared first through the church, became very friendly with Shanna, and they were, well, it wasn't frozen. It was just the picture. It wasn't frozen at all. It was, I was on mute and there was a still picture on the screen, but I was talking a mile a minute. Okay. I'll try to recap everything I said. Sorry about that. All right. So what happened was this Kim Jensen, I was watching some hearings and they mentioned that she was talking to Shanna about having Jared killed. They talked about these funeral potatoes. They talked about casseroles. And so they were saying that they were jokes, but were they or weren't they? There, at one point, apparently this Kim Jensen reached out to people to see if she could make things happen. Let me. I'm going to hold on a minute. Let me get this kid off the screen here. And there's some bombshells I have to tell you that were revealed at a bond hearing that are really important because it explains Fernandez's that trip he took. Hold on a minute. Let me just get this kid off the screen and get Shanna Gardner up here, and I'm going to tell you about. Oh, I can't believe I was going that long and there was no sound. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is crazy. I'm sorry about that. My husband went to use the ice maker, and so I went to mute so you wouldn't hear it because it makes a lot of noise. And I forgot that it was on. That was not good. All right, so let me go and we're going to talk about some of the stuff in that hearing. I just have to change this graphic over here. My computer's being a little jerk, which it has not been in a long time, but it's being a little jerk right now. Come on. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me put this over here so we know we're talking about Shanna and not this kid here. Come on. I don't know why my computer's being a jerk. There we go. Put that up. Now let me go back and tell you about this Kim Jensen. I'm still here. I'm just trying to get up my, hold on 1 second. Trying to get back where I was when I was sitting here talking and talking and talking while I was on mute. Okay. Here's the first thing I want to go over. Okay. So, in a bond hearing a year ago, Kim Jensen is a lady that went to church with Jared. Like I said, she first knew Jared, then she met Shanna. She became besties with Shanna. She's still an active member of the church. She talked about Shanna for years, speaking with her about planning ways to kill Jared. She actually tried to find a person herself. She not only knew the murder was going to happen, but she did nothing to stop it. Once detectives got the messages between them, she knew that she could be arrested, and she finally came forward and spoke out. She said Shanna had multiple burner phones that her own kids told the police about, that Shanna deleted old text messages off her phone that talked about the plans. She also deleted the Ring camera footage the night of the crime. It was Shanna's trust from her parents that paid the first $5,000 payment of the $150,000 agreed on amount. So it was $150,000 that Henry Tenen was promised to kill Jared, right? Okay. Mario was planning on running away to Canada, but as soon as Shanna asked her kids what they told police, they told the police Mario's plans. She called him and told him to come back home. Well, that fits, doesn't it? Because Mario was all the way up in Pennsylvania, then abruptly turned around and went home. So yeah, that sounds like that's right on the money there, right? Okay. They allegedly practiced Jared's murder for months, watching and following him. The original plan was to kidnap him and take him to another location to kill him. Shanna's parents, Shelley and Sterling, gave full access to Mario, to Shanna's trust fund. And it's absolutely shocking because the Gardners protect their money ferociously. And out of all of their daughters, they have not had one husband ever have full access to their daughter's trust funds. I don't know what it was about this guy. I really don't. I'm missing it so much. And I don't know what it was that they were, I don't know, wanting to let him have anything. Now, Shanna called her PR firm upon Henry Tenen's arrest on unrelated charges so they could find out why he was arrested. She also informed the PR firm and not the police that Tenen drove a truck that they were looking for. And she also knew about the money that was transferred to Henry Tenen, yet didn't tell police about that either. She told the PR firm the $5K would tie her to Henry Tenen and didn't mention a $2K legitimate payment to him for work that he did because she knew that wasn't murder money. Let's see here. Shanna told police that they should look into Kirsten, that's Jared's wife, and the mafia, something in the lines of a drug deal gone wrong. Let's see. What else did I talk to you about? The funeral potatoes and stuff with Kim Jensen, right? That they said that was just let me tell you about that. They said that there were funeral potatoes, and it was something that these Mormon ladies bring when there's a funeral, and it really had nothing to do. It wasn't code words or anything. I saw them talking about casseroles in texts. Let me see. Okay. Let me get this over here. Let me go back and tell you what we did here. At a bond hearing, the prosecution showed text messages that were found during the investigation into Jared's murder that showed Shanna reaching out to a friend, including Kimberly Jensen, to find a hitman. Prosecutors alleged that phrases like funeral potatoes were actually coded requests for a hitman. Jensen was called to the stand to explain the text messages, which she acknowledged referenced Bridegan as stupid. They called him stupid. Jensen said the discussion of hitmen in their messages was a long-running inside joke and insisted that funeral potatoes were simply a side dish. The prosecution was under the impression that was a code word for planning a murder, which is patently false. Kim Jensen said funeral potatoes is just like a little catchphrase in the church. It's a staple food after a funeral. The people get served a meal, and typically it was that. I was part of a team that would provide food for families who had lost loved ones, and I think I got asked to make funeral potatoes 4 times in such a small amount of time, and that was like a common thing at the time. Baez pointed to the discrepancy in the characterizations of the conversation, as well as questions when witnesses were interviewed, as evidence of John's lying on the stand, not just lying once, but time and time again on major critical facts and withholding information, misleading information, and flat-out false information. This has no place in the court of law. And that is, they're referring to, let me see here. The detective Christopher Johns, who was testifying. That's actually the hearing that I'm watching right now. So that was that about Shanna. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to go over. Okay, let me see. Kim Jensen. She served in the Young Women's Presidency with Shanna for the LDS Church. She immediately sided with Shanna when Jared died, and even before his death, spoke very ill about Jared. It appears she flipped on Shanna. She testified before the grand jury for the prosecution, and the grand jury returned a true bill. Kim Jensen is purportedly Shanna's former best friend. Shanna spoke many, many times on the phone during the first year after Jared was murdered. And in January and February of 2023, Shanna and Kim Jensen were in close contact via the phone, and Shanna used her sister Sage's phone while Sage was visiting Shanna in West Richland, Washington. In the event Shanna was arrested, there was someone there for the twins. Oh, let's get that one. And Shanna used her sister Sage's phone while Sage was visiting Shanna. In the event Shanna was arrested, there was someone there for the twins. Kim used her husband's phone so they could communicate with each other without law enforcement listening via a wiretap. Law enforcement heard that, so they obtained a warrant for Sage's phone as well, and heard the conversations that Shanna and Kim Jensen had anyway. Most all of it was shared in the court documents, is redacted, so it's probably pretty jarring information and pretty damning for Shanna. Let's see. Kim Jensen is an unindicted co-conspirator see what else we have on her. They probably have a lot of stuff that's going to blow your mind, probably. Okay. Let me see if I can find, hold on a minute. Okay. Where is my, cannot, Okay, that's where I thought it was. Let's see now. Court agrees to block some evidence from being released before Shanna's trial. Okay. Let's see if there's any. I don't understand why this this is out till August. It's crazy that it's out 3 years after she was arrested. How long this is taking, and I want to see, are they still seeking the death penalty? That's the other thing I want to check for that. Let's just check on that. Okay. Yes, a death penalty case. So let's see what we've got here. The much anticipated trial of Shanna, Gardner, and her estranged husband Mario Fernandez, who are accused of plotting to have her ex-husband Jared Bridegan killed in 2022, will not begin until August 3rd, 2026. That's when jury selection would begin. Gardner and Fernandez will have separate juries for the trial, and the judge discussed the possibility of bringing in as many as 500 potential jurors, 250 for each, for jury selection because of the high-profile nature of the case. Kite expects the trial, which is a death penalty case, to go until September 18th, including a potential penalty phase. Before they changed that, the trial was set to begin October 20th of 2025. Let's see here. But in January, the case took a turn when Tenon said his testimony was false and asked for a new lawyer. That led to his public defender stepping down. He now has a new attorney as he considers withdrawing his guilty plea. And that change could significantly impact the case. Fernandez and Gardner, according to the legal analyst. So I don't know what he's saying. Now he's saying that, let me see what's happening with the Henry Tenon and wanting to withdraw his plea. Okay. So for Henry Tenen to have a chance to withdraw his plea, he's got to get a different lawyer. Let's see. He has a new attorney. The records show that on July 1st, Henry Tenen's public defender, Alan Chipperfield, filed a certificate of conflict, selecting the reason for the conflict as miscellaneous. Tenen previously pled guilty to second-degree murder and agreed to testify against Bridegan's ex-wife, Shanna Gardner, and her estranged husband, Mario Fernandez. But in January, Tenen changed his tune, stating his testimony was false and requesting a new attorney. There could be multiple possibilities. We know that Henry Tenen has come before the court a couple of months ago and said that he had something different to say to the court. Everything suggested that he was going to suggest to the court that he either wanted to withdraw his plea or that he did not tell the truth or something to that extent. Okay, if Tenen does withdraw his plea, the state would still have a case to move forward with. The state would immediately come out and say, we have plenty of evidence to convict all three of them without Henry Tenen. The defense side of this is going to argue that the reason why we got to this point in the first place was because of Henry Tenen. And now you can't trust Henry Tenen if he's going to say he lied about something. Someone said, mark my words, this chick is getting off. That would be crazy. Let's see. Okay, here's some more stuff about that. The man who admitted to shooting a local father is raising questions about his plea deal with the state. Newly filed documents in the case, which reveal the details of a meeting between Henry Tenen, his attorney, and the state. The meeting took place the day after Tenen mentioned false testimony during a court hearing in January. According to the documents, the state said it was concerned about whether Tenen had been contacted by anyone in the jail that would lead him to want to withdraw his plea. Tenen said that he was not satisfied with his negotiated plea deal, according to the court documents, and that he pleaded guilty before discovery or the exchange of evidence in the case was completed. Under the plea deal, Tenen agreed to testify that he was hired to commit the murder of Jared Bridegan. The documents also said Tenen was second-guessing his decision to cooperate because now he believed his cooperation would not matter. Let's see. According to the documents, at the end of the meeting, Tenen said his sworn statement was the truth. The court documents also say there were concerns for Tenen's safety within the Duval County Jail, and he has been moved to the Nassau County Jail. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else on that. Court filings. To recant or not. Wonder what. see. All right, let's see what this is about. Three months after stunning everybody with the words false testimony and being cut off by the judge, Henry Tenon was back in the Duval County courtroom. Tenon was moved to the Nassau County Jail on February 26 and told attorneys in a private meeting after the admission that he denied being threatened, paid, or harassed. Judge London Kite said Tuesday's status hearing was to make sure there was no need to further address what was said on January 13th. When we last saw each other, you made a statement in court. I stopped you for you to have an opportunity to talk to your lawyer, Kite said. Have you talked to your lawyer? Is there any need to go any further about his representation? Are you satisfied with him? Tenon says, no. It's just that we had a misunderstanding before. We kind of overcame that. She emphasized he can talk with her if he has concerns, and she asked again, are you satisfied with his legal services? Yes, I am, Tenon replied. There had been some concerns that someone had gotten to Tenon, Jared's confessed killer, or his family. The 64-year-old expressed hopelessness and said he wasn't satisfied with his plea deal and questioned whether his attorney, Alan Chipperfield, had done a good job. Tenon was second-guessing his decision to cooperate because he now believed his cooperation would not matter. Despite it, he would nonetheless be sentenced to life, the prosecutor wrote in the notes after a private meeting with Tenon and Chipperfield. At the time, Assistant State Attorney Alan Mizrahi outlined the evidence against him, including DNA on the tire that was blocking the road where Bridegan stopped before being shot, video surveillance showing him at the scene, and cell data placing him at relevant locations. He also explained they waived the 25-year minimum mandatory sentence, giving the judge the discretion to grant him mercy. Mizrahi reminded Tenon about how he expressed remorse for the killing, even crying when he spoke about the baby in Bridegan's car when he opened fire and wished to do the right thing. Assistant State Attorney Christina Stifler reiterated that his remorse would be a factor the court would consider at his sentencing, particularly since Bridegan's family is grateful he owned up to what he did. Tenon then was offered time to speak privately with Chipperfield, and when they returned, Tenon said he would stick with them for trial and that his sworn statement was the truth. Okay. All right, so that is all a done deal there. Let me see if there's anything else. And what if you guys have to say? Let me see if I'm... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what happened? I'm so tired of people being offered plea deals, Megan L. said. Okay. All right, so let me get this, get rid of this. Oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. Okay. So, I don't know if we even, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what else. I think that's about all we could do on either of those cases tonight. And if there's any suggestion for other cases you want to look into, let me know, and we can look into them. We must have lost everyone when I went on mute, huh? That's upsetting. Technical issues doing that. I don't know. So if anybody else does have any suggestions, let me know. Tomorrow is Tuesday. And I know, Megan Els, thank you for being here. Hi, Barbie. I'm here. I was late. Yeah. I had some technical difficulties, and I don't know how long I was on mute. There's Twisted. So, but I don't know. Let me take a look at what is going on. So we haven't looked at anything like currently happening, have we? Let's see what's going on currently. Oh, well, there's a Chicago man charged with the death of his estranged wife who was found dead at the bottom of a 24-story stairwell in his condo building. Have you heard that one? Neither have I. Let's see what's going on with that. So, let me see. A Michigan courtroom. Let's take a look at this. So, Adam Beckerink was sentenced in a pair of domestic violence cases last week and now will be charged with murder in the death of his estranged wife. An arrest warrant has been issued for the Chicago man exactly 1 year after his estranged wife was found dead in a stairwell of his South Loop condo building. The arrest warrant that was issued on Monday says he is charged with the murder of his estranged wife, Caitlin Tracy, inside the building on October 27th of 2024. It's alleged in the criminal complaint that he threw Tracy over the railing of the 24th floor of the east stairwell of the condo building that was on Prairie Street in Chicago. Tracy fell down 24 flights of stairs, severing her foot. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Wow. On Friday, he was sentenced to 3 months in jail after he pled no contest to domestic violence charges stemming from a pair of incidents at Tracy's home in Michigan. He was also sentenced to 2 years probation in the case. Beckernick had been questioned in connection with Tracy's death in 2024 October, but was released and hadn't faced charges. Tracy's parents were awarded custody of their daughter's remains after a court battle last year, had issued a statement Friday after the sentencing in the domestic violence case saying they feared for their safety. They said, "We fear for our safety and the safety of our other daughter and son-in-law and our young grandson," Dr. Monica Tracy said. During a November 2024 court hearing, Beckernick expressed a desire to have Tracy cremated while her parents wished to give her a Catholic funeral, mass, and burial. The court ultimately ruled in favor of Tracy's family in the case. Parents, let's see here. During the proceedings, Tracy's parents alleged a history of physical and emotional abuse in an affidavit included in the court filings. They said, "We feared for our daughter's life and tried to repeatedly intervene, but Beckernick kept her away from us to exert further control and continue his abuse." So who knows about that case? Beckernick? Beckernick, let me see here. don't want that. I'm trying to get my computer's being such a jerk tonight. I don't know why it's doing this. It's either that or it's like the internet. I don't know which one it is. Here's the two. Oh, that's really tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay. He looks deranged there, doesn't he? He had to be deranged to do what he did. Okay, so let me get to, I'll go back to this. Okay, let's see what this says now. Beckernick said, I did lose my wife, and I've been unable to grieve for her. I miss my wife every day. I love her more than anything. But grieving their daughter for a year, Monica Tracy and her husband Andrew describe in detail the abuse and manipulation that their daughter Caitlin said she faced when she applied for an order of protection against Beckerink. Strangling me, suffocating me, slamming my head against a cabinet, putting my head in a headlock, pulling me away from the door. We continue to be victimized as we learn more about the inconceivable hell she was living in with this monster. She said instead of visiting their daughter for dinner, she and her husband visit Caitlin's grave. Beckerink was led from the court in handcuffs last Monday. The judge ordered psychological, substance abuse, and threat evaluations. The estate of Caitlin Tracy filed a petition in Michigan probate court to exclude Beckerink from any inheritance and to protect the location of her burial site from being disclosed to him, citing a pattern of documented abuse. Tracy's family said in a statement, 1 year ago today, we learned that Caitlin Tracy, our beloved daughter and sister, was found deceased at the bottom of a stairwell in Adam Beckerink's Chicago South Loop condominium building, having plummeted 24 stories. He will now be charged with her first-degree murder. Only a week ago, the Adam Beckerink, a convicted felon, was sentenced in Michigan for interfering with Caitlin's cell phone and a domestic violence committed against her. Today, he sits in a Michigan jail for his actions. Today's charges of first-degree murder against Adam Beckerink is another big step in the path to obtain justice for Caitlin. We are very grateful for the dedicated work of the Chicago Police Department. Our family especially thanks Detective Michael Carroll, the lead detective, and his team for their unceasing efforts on behalf of Caitlin. Our family is also deeply thankful to Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke, who has made cases involving domestic violence such as Caitlin's a law enforcement priority. Both the Chicago Police Department and Ms. O'Neill Burke's office have been tireless in their efforts to obtain justice on behalf of Caitlin. We dearly miss Caitlin, as do her friends. Our family hopes that during this murder case against Adam Beckerink, that the truth about the last months of Caitlin's life and the events leading to her tragic death are revealed so our wonderful daughter can finally be laid to rest. So that is something I don't hear about that. So let me see here if there's what else is going on. North Carolina, let's see. A New York teen who participated in robbery and death of Tessa Majors, Barnyard student, is behind bars after receiving a lax sentence in juvenile jail. Okay. Oh my gosh. Does anybody know the family-friendly YouTuber Mr. Crafty Pants? Has anybody heard of Mr. Crafty Pants? It says he was busted on child pee charges. Kentucky police arrested a famous internet personality. I've never heard of Mr. Crafty Pants. Has anybody heard of Mr. Crafty Pants? His real name is Michael Booth. He's 39, known on YouTube as Mr. Crafty Pants. He allegedly sent illicit images via Kik accounts between August 5th and 7th. Let's see here. Booth's YouTube channel, where he shared arts and crafting tips, had more than 500,000 followers. The channel is currently unavailable. It's unclear whether YouTube took it down in light of the arrest. It's reported that a Halloween sign in front of Booth's home reads, "I smell children." His bail was set at 100,000. Anybody ever hear of this guy? Mr. Crafty Pants? No, you've never heard of him. Okay. Neither have I. Okay. And hopefully neither will. Let's see. Wow. Fraternity suspended after student is electrocuted in a suspecting hazing incident at Rutgers University Alpha Sigma Phi. Wow. I was just talking to Luke about that. About stuff you have to do to get into these. And I was like, well, there used to be a lot of things that were really, really dangerous and people could have died with them, and they did die. And he was telling me about this 85-year-old teacher that still is at the school. And he's like, he told me he had to swallow 11 live fish and then drink a gallon of soapy water, and he threw up, and the fish were still, he was just going on and on about this. And then look at that. It's crazy. What was he getting electrocuted for? How did that happen? They say his condition is improving and he's no longer in critical condition. Well, what the freak happened? Craziness. Absolute craziness. Okay, let's see. Road rager murders a 57-year-old Missouri man delivering groceries. Wow. One dead, 6 injured at a university homecoming event in Pennsylvania. Lincoln University. hit and run in Los Angeles claims an elderly woman's life. Texas daughter was arrested after her father's decomposing corpse is discovered in her home. It just doesn't stop. Mom, newborn son found dead in New York State fire. Boyfriend charged in Buffalo. Wow. Michigan. And then what is this Melody Buzzard? I know that's going around like crazy. So what's up with that? It's a missing California girl, Melody Buzzard. She hasn't been seen in weeks, as her mother reportedly remains uncooperative with the investigation. Yes, they're showing this picture. This will work. Let's go. There we go. Investigator believes that wigs were used to alter Melody's appearance. They also noted that Ashley Buzzard is known to wear wigs. What happened here? Let me see. Melody was reportedly being homeschooled when her mother signed her up for the program. What program is that? Where Ashley Buzzard took Melody. Our detectives are following every lead. We continue to seek information from the public that could help us find Melody. We remain determined to bring her home safely. When officers arrived at Ashley Buzzard's home last week, they spoke with her but did not see Melody. They returned to the home for follow-ups but could not find Melody, and her mother did not offer any valid explanations. Meanwhile, there's reports that Ashley Buzzard was spotted leaving with someone in a black Lincoln sedan Wednesday morning, heading first to a budget car rental branch. They later drove to the Avis car rental at an airport. She was reportedly denied a rental at both locations and returned home. She was handed a notice on Monday to produce her daughter or face arrest. Melody is described as 4'6", weighing 60 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information, call the Santa Barbara investigators at 805-681-4150. But this doesn't sound good, right? How long has she been missing? Melody's mother, Ashley, rented a car and drove with the 9-year-old on a road trip, possibly headed to Nebraska on October 7th. On October 10th, she returned home alone to Vanderburg Village in northern Santa Barbara without her daughter. The rental that was identified as a white Chevrolet Malibu with the license plate number 9MNG101 has since been returned. According to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, security footage captured Melody at a local car rental business on October 7th. She was wearing a hooded sweatshirt and likely a wig that is darker and straighter than her natural hair. Investigators believe the wig was used to alter Melody's appearance. They have also noted that Ashley is known to wear wigs. Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Let me see where you guys are. Such a sad story, yeah. Sad, yep, very sad. You have heard of the Melanie case? Yeah, I saw this CCTV, but they, let me see. Photos of missing girl look like her aunt said. But let me see here. An aunt of 9-year-old Melody Buzzard said that she believes the latest pictures to believe to be Melody could be her. Melody's aunt, Elizabeth Meza, said she has not seen Melody for over 4 years. She was a little 4-year-old girl when we knew her, but that nose definitely reminds me of her dad, so yeah, it does look like her. Oh. Why are they saying that? They're saying that this looks like her. I don't know. Where did they even, hold on, let me get this. Come on. I don't know. Where did they get that from? Why do they think that's her? This is the question. Let's see. This girl has a much rounder face, because you can see the face. There's another view of it face on, and this girl has a very thin face. Let me see here. California authorities released new surveillance images of missing 9-year-old child who the FBI said may have been with her mother on a road trip as far as the state of Nebraska before she vanished. Let's see. As part of the update, detectives are sharing surveillance images of Melody captured at a local car rental business on October 7th. In the photo, Melody is wearing a hooded sweatshirt with the hood pulled up and what appears to be a wig that is darker and straighter than her natural hair. Investigators believe the wig may have been used to alter her appearance. But was she with that lady? The mother? And how long ago was this picture taken? Because this looks like a much younger child. Here's another. I mean, I don't. And is this before? When were these taken? When the mother was renting the car and then she wasn't seen again? Yeah, the fact that the mother's not cooperative rarely turns out good with those kind of indicators, right? They show a picture of a 7-year-old girl who's now 9. No recent school pictures. Let's see. This doesn't even look like the same girl. Someone said, notice the bone structure. The chin is completely different. Where's the car? Is it being examined for clues? You don't drive from Lompoc to Nebraska without refueling. Gas station pictures of the vehicle. Where's a picture of the mother? Why did she go to Nebraska? There's a boatload of missing information. This whole story is odd. Is the mother the custodial parent? What real indication do we have the child is in danger other than we don't know her whereabouts? Why did the school in California? Okay. Sorry, but it sounds more like this child is deceased and possibly at the hands of her own mother, although the photo shows someone short, like a young girl might be. Her hands do not appear to be the hands of a 9-year-old child. They go to the home, child's not there. They see the rental car coming in, but the child's not in it. That itself is a fairly good indication that the child is. I don't know. That's always like another very strange thing. Okay, where the heck are you guys now? Not many details about the case have come out. Oh, so the pictures was when she was 7. I don't know. It's very, very, very crazy. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, I don't know what's going on anymore here. Let me see something. Just want to check something here. Okay. All right, what time is it? It's 1:30. I guess there's the hurricane is bearing down on Jamaica. Prayers for them. Okay. And you guys are all over here. So, tomorrow night, we're going to reread all the Mackenzie Shrilla texts because that appears to be what our audience wants. No, seriously, I do. I think that that's what the audience wants. I don't know. I don't know. So I've tried to do a whole bunch of different cases. I've tried to do cases people wanted to hear about, cases that are coming up for trial, deep dives, which I know I'm good at, and a lot of people have asked me to do, but I don't know. I don't know. So, what'd you say? The what? Were you able to look into the case in California? Yeah, I went over that in the beginning of this broadcast. I did. Yep. But I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. Well, watch the replay of it. It's in the beginning. There's not a lot on it, because there's not a lot of information out there. But I did get everything I could find on it. There's a hearing coming up. Thank you, Twisted. I just, I don't know. Either I'm not coming up in algorithms or what is it, right? What is it? I don't know. But got to figure out what it is. See, and sometimes that you can hype some videos and sometimes you can't, you know? But let's do the word game and we'll figure it out. I don't know, we'll figure out what to do for tomorrow. Okay, tail, halt. Okay. Shoot, I can't. Keep going, Summer. Do you feel good behind your keyboard being a person saying hateful things? Do you feel good behind your keyboard? How about you call in and tell me to my face? No, you won't do that because you're a coward. You're a lowlife and you're a coward. Behind a keyboard. A bully behind a keyboard. Email me for the Zoom number and call in, Summer. Let's see you show your face up here. And tell me to my face. You won't because you're a coward. Then email me. Then email me and come up here and tell me with your voice. Instead of being a bully behind a keyboard. No, you're the bully, Summer. You're the bully. Come on. See? Stop with your words behind a keyboard. Email me or shut your mouth. Yeah, well, I'm not washed up, nor am I pathetic, and people do care about me. So go find some other people to buy your stupid crap because you're not doing it to me. Do you understand? No, we're not. Those of us show our faces and we come up and we're not afraid. Just as I thought. My name's not Caroline, but that's okay, Kristen. That's okay, Kristen. Oh, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing, Summer. That's exactly what I'm doing. You know. I did. I have light right here. Let's see. Wait a second. Hilt has got to be hilt. All right, and then And we only have a 6-letter word left. 6-letter word would be, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. There we go. We got it. There we go. It's not dead air. We're thinking, Summer. Why are you here? Isn't that funny? You love me. I just cried. Okay. I just cried. Okay. Whatever you say, Summer. Whatever you say. Keep convincing yourself, Summer. Are you convincing yourself or you're trying to convince others? Because you're not convincing me. You're not convincing me, kiddo. I have a lot of people that care. You're behind a keyboard. You can say nobody cares about you, but you're here because obviously, why would you be somewhere you hate if you had people that cared about you? Why would you be here? Huh? I think that speaks for itself. Yeah, my numbers, have you noticed the last 2 months? I guess you haven't looked. My numbers have gone up, honey. How's about that? Subs are up, views are up, watch time is up. It's all up. Good looking at analytics. Good looking. Yeah. Yo, okay, well good. Then I'm making you laugh. You don't look like you're happy. You look like you're a bitter Betty. Okay? Hi, Abuelita. How are you? How's it going? How's it going, Abuelita? You truly have the blues. You got the right name because you truly know about the blues, don't you there, Summer? Don't you? Pretty sad. You got the like, and we'll watch the replay. Thank you, Abuelita. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's my goal. Yeah, that's a high number for me. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Okay. You mean nothing to me, Summer. It's really sad. I pity you. You're here. Yeah. Call in. Stop talking to us behind a keyboard and call in. Let's see what you look like, Summer. No, you can't handle the truth, Summer. You can't even call in. When it comes right down to it, you can't even make a phone call. Nobody's paying any attention to you, Summer. Nobody, because everybody can see you for exactly who you are, a miserable, miserable person. How can you tell me you're miserable? Just by what you're doing. Because a happy and a content person doesn't do what you're doing. I guess you don't realize, you have no self-awareness that you're showing everybody how miserable you are. But yeah, I was crying to the people. You're right. You're right. I was crying. I was crying tonight. You're right. You're right. You're right, Summer. Star Pixie Mom, I don't know. Summer's here. Just, she's a bitter person that wants to make me feel bad. And she thinks typing in the chat horrible things is making me feel bad about myself. But sorry, Summer. Your words mean nothing because I deal with facts and not your stupid words. So, and you're scared to call in, and that says everything. Yes, I was crying for attention and money, wasn't I, guys? Yep, yep, you're right, Summer. You're right on the money. That's what I've been doing since 11 o'clock in here. You're right. Yep, you're right. Anything else you want to say, Summer? Because you're absolutely have a lot to say, so keep going. Let me just do something before I forget. Okay. Oh, it's okay. Summer's a very bitter person who just wants to make people feel bad, and she feels good making people feel bad, but you're not making me feel bad, Summer, because you're just exposing yourself for what an awful, horrible person you are. And when you lay your head down in bed, if you feel good about yourself, then you can trust you really are absolutely evil to the core. You know? Really. You feel good about that, it makes you feel better. You really are a terrible person. But you've just shown everybody you're so miserable. Oh, yes, for my database. Yes, yes, Summer. Got it all. Got it all. Yeah. For the documentary, you know. Yeah. Right. Under the chapter Miserable People. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll have your place there. Oh, yeah, Scooter is, yeah, Scooter, Scooter, you're very afraid. Tell her how afraid you are of me, Scooter. Please. Would you please tell her how afraid you are? Yes, Summer, she's so afraid. She's so afraid. I don't know. She just came in here and just tried to tell me what a failure I am and I should hang it up because nobody cares about me and nobody's watching me and I'm a has-been. And she just continued to go on and on and on and tell me about that. Oh, don't worry. You'll get your wish, Summer. Don't worry. And Scooter, please tell her how afraid you are of me. She is afraid. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll put her down. Okay, okay. I'll put her down. Scooter, I'm going to put you down. Scooter, would you please tell her how scared you are of me? Right? Mm-hmm. I was crying. Let's go back and see where I was crying because nobody was watching me. So that's what started this all, crybaby. You sound very mature, Summer. Really mature. Right? Right? Yeah. Oh, Summer. What's the matter, Summer? No one sat with you at the lunch table? No one sat with you? Why are your fifis so hurt, Summer? No one sat with you at the lunch table? People teased you about your appearance? What happened? What happened? Hi, Murder of Crows. Sometime. Yeah. Yes, I went into that I wasn't in the algorithm. I was crying and I didn't know what I was going to do. Okay. Okay. Scooter's terrified. You're right. Scooter, just tell her that the reason you're here is because you're terrified. You're terrified of me. Hi, Murder of Crows. Aren't you terrified of me too? Murder of Crows is terrified of me too. That's your narrative, Summer? Okay. You've shown everybody who you are, Summer. I just gave you enough rope to do it. You've shown everybody who you are. Nothing but a bully. Because you got hurt fifis over something. Mm-hmm. Can't even see what she's saying. Listen, Charles? Who's Charles? Who's Charles? Who are you talking to? There's no Charles here. You talking to yourself? I figured you had no friends. Okay? I figured that. Oh, yes, trolls excite me. You're right. JC. You're the one who's Charles Manson. You're the one who's Charles Manson. It's ridiculous. So let's see. Did you, are you home from your fire, Scooter? Is your fire over? She wants to go back tomorrow. Oh, okay, good. That's good. So, with all the witches coming out, yeah, Sally Mae. But I think calling Summer a witch is probably too good, really. Yeah. I think she's worse than a witch, don't you? Um, isn't that funny? I think it's worse. Much worse. She's definitely, absolutely very unhappy and lonely. She has no friends, she said. I wonder why. I wonder why you have no friends. She's an old woman, she said, with no friends. Probably because you drove them all away, Summer. Hi, Jen. Oh, let me put the Zoom number in. What happened? I don't know what you're saying. Not really funny. I did that automatically. What is that? I don't, maybe I'm in, I don't see a comment from you. I don't see what you said is so funny. I don't know. Not really funny. I did that. I don't know what you did automatically. I don't know. I can't see anything. Anyway, I don't see. Let me see here. I don't see anything. I have a, oh shoot. Shoot. I can't find my, let me go to this. Let's see. Okay. Now, where is this? There we go. Okay. I don't know what, sometimes it's fun to play though. I didn't know what was really fun. Don't let her get to me. Oh, I'm not letting her get to me. Are you kidding me? She's showing herself for who she is. How lonely she is, how she has no friends, how she's old. She feels old. Age is just a number there, Summer. If you were happy, don't dwell on that. If you don't have friends, like you said, try to be a better person and make some. You're not going to get friends acting like this, or you're going to get only the wrong people. People who are miserable just like that. This is not a dress rehearsal. You don't have, no, none of us have a lot of time. Time is limited for all of us. So you better start getting with it, right? Start being a better person. Start doing better. But you've shown everybody how absolutely miserable you are. Oh, that's all right. If it got to me, I wouldn't let her stay here. I'm letting everybody see her for who she is. Yeah. Summer, I have friends, lots of them, and I have a great family. I'm very blessed. Okay? I don't go in chats of people that I allegedly don't like and go under assumed names and troll them and say hateful things because that's what a miserable person does. You're the one that's doing that, and you have no self awareness at all. But everybody here sees you for exactly who you are, and you just don't even get it. That's what's sad. Your words don't bother me. They're only showing you for who you are. Kristen, Michelle, how are you doing? How are you doing? You're giving yourself away, aren't you? I can handle the truth just fine. I don't handle lies well, but you sure know how to tell them. You sure know how to tell them, don't you? But we're true crime people. We know the lies from the truth, so knock yourself out, Summer. Knock yourself out. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Go ahead. My friends group. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Scooter. Yeah, yeah. Everybody. You're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. You're lying that my friends are transactional. You said one? I don't have transactional friends, okay? I have real friends. I happen to have friends that I was friends with from preschool that I'm still friends with today, okay? That's in my real life, everyday life. In my real life, I also have people I've met on the internet that are my real friends that are not transactional. Scooter doesn't pay me to be my friend. Neither does anyone else. And that's exactly why you can't go away with people, okay, like we have, and you don't have the bonds we have. So you're not upsetting me, Summer, because you're lying, okay? I don't have one friend. Yeah, I don't have one friend. Really? Really? What about my friend Laura, Mary, Melissa, Megan? Who are they? Who are they? Anybody that really know? Jeannie, Susan, you follow and stalk my Instagram. You must have seen my pictures with them, right? Right? But you stalk, so you know it's true, but you can't handle it. All my friends are transactional, right? The ones from when I was 4 years old that I graduated high school with, the ones that I went to college with, right? They're transactional friends, right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, Summer. That makes you feel better because you have no friends. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Really, Summer? Who left me this year? Who did? Lies. Oh, if you knew, Ellie. Ellie, if you knew. Summer's got the truth bombs. Summer, who can't even come up on panels, got the truth bombs. Oh, my desire for money. You're right. Scooter, have you sent me the checks yet? Come on now, Scooter. Make sure you get those checks or you can't go on the next vacation. I can't see. Oh yeah, maybe they're part of the. How much did you donate to the 80,000? Is that what it is? Is that what you're so bitter about? Yeah, I'm crying. I'm crying on panel. Hello, Catherine. Yes, I was crying on panel because I was not in the algorithm. Well, you know what? If you're saying you're normal, then I think we would all choose to be abnormal because we wouldn't want to be anything like you. So if you think the way you're acting is normal, I'd tell you that we're probably all really happy to say we're abnormal because we don't want to be anything like you, Summer. You're absolutely miserable, and you've shown everyone how miserable you are here today. And you know what? I really feel sorry for you because you're miserable. You're an absolutely miserable person, and I hope you can work that out before your life is over. And I hope you can figure it out because you've got a real problem. You have a real problem that you can't move on for whatever reason, and you want to sit here with your hate and try to get others to hate me. But what's really happening is you're consumed with your hate. And you've shown everyone here and how miserable you are. So if you're normal, I think we'll all say that we're abnormal because not to be like you. Okay? Very funny. That's great. What's the court recap? That she. Oh, well, we know. Baseball. Baseball at 2:26 in the. Where are you? There's baseball at 2:26. Baseball at 2:26. Okay. I think murder is trying to say, aren't you ashamed that you've shown everybody who you are, Summer? The only person you've exposed is yourself. Do you get it or you don't? You're not self-aware enough to see the only person you've exposed tonight is yourself. Thank you, Hart. Well, it's the truth. The only person she's exposed tonight is herself. Oh, current events? Okay. I don't know. My husband had a football game on tonight. I believe it was, what was it? The San Francisco, no, the 40, was it the, what was it? I'm not a, Kansas City Chiefs, was it? Or the San Francisco 49ers? I don't know which one it was against the, was it against the Eagles? I don't even know. Thought I saw him, Monday Night Football is what was playing in our house. But I don't really pay attention too much to football. And if I watch any baseball, it's the Yankees, and the Yankees aren't in the series. So, yeah. Doesn't bother me because I know it's not true. Yeah, okay. You'll get the police report on it. That's the thing I was thinking. Like, who likes baseball? That's a hint, right? Yeah. You are a miserable person, Summer. You're right. You're right about that. It doesn't bother me because I know the truth. Go get the police report on the fake SWAT, okay? Go ahead. Knock yourself out. You guys are so miserable that you spend your time, Scooter's right, making accounts. Time you're never going to get back again. Time that might be your last day on earth. And what did you do? What did you do? You spent it consumed with me, somebody you hate, and made up profiles. And we're just sitting here looking at you guys exposing yourself. Go ahead, knock yourself out, I said. Why are you waiting 5 years? Go get the police report. Go ahead. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Go ahead. We've already shown the proof. Go get it yourself. Pretty stupid to be waiting 5 years for something. You're really showing your colors. Boy, I'm really laughing at you now. Yeah. Where's Jen Grill? Do you guys want to go watch the Murdaugh thing? You guys want to watch the Murdaugh thing? Okay, let's go do that. I know, Murder. Murder, why don't you come to the movie with us? I'll put the member number out there. Let me put the member number. Sorry, Summer. We're going to go off with our friends. That's not the way I get off, Summer, but good of you. I have a husband, honey. Okay, let me see here. Let me put the number. Let me get the number. think I have it on my thing. I'm going to put it in the member chat. Come on up, Murder. I want to hear your I want to hear your English accent. Let me see here. Create a post. Sorry, Summer, you're not that entertaining. Watching you reveal yourself was a little bit entertaining because you didn't even understand and had no self-awareness. It was a little bit amusing, but right now we want to go do something that's entertaining. So, sorry about that, okay? All right, I put it there for members. And if anybody is a member and it doesn't see it in the member chat, just email me, okay? And Summer, go get your bitter self. I know you don't have your friends. I know. Because you don't have friends to beg, right? You just told us before you're an old woman that doesn't have any friends, remember? Or you forgot already? Did you forget already? All right, everybody. Be good. Love you. I'll see you to come in here and take care. All right? God bless and prayers, and we'll see you tomorrow. And Summer, we know you'll be watching because you've no choice, right? You're obsessed, and you have no choice. All right, we'll see you now. Let me see. Get out of here.